Welcome back to the latest Manchester United news. A lot has happened over the last 24 hours. The first and the main thing is the Cunha news. Is everything done? Is he ready for his medical? Secondly, we have the Bruno deal. Is he? How much time does he have to accept it? And is it a done deal? Some hints have said that it's done. Then you have Mourinho. Mourinho has come out and spoken on Ruben Amorim. What does he have to say about him? And then finally, you have Rashford, Sancho, and Antony. And what's the latest news on are they going to come back or not? So let's start with Cunha. There's a lot. I mean, we have been hearing about Cunha for a while now, so I would guess that there should be no more hiccups. But one of the main reasons for positivity is you have Matheus Cunha's father on Instagram liking a post and saying which talks about Matheus Cunha leaving to go to Manchester United. So that's as much as a here we go than an official here we go from Fabrizio. So I think it's nearly done. But it's not completely done. So and actually, Matheus Cunha was asked in an interview by a Portuguese journalist, and he was asked if he talked with Ruben Amorim ahead of his move to Manchester United. And he says, I think he's a great coach and I wish him the best. I hope he conquers the world like he conquered Portugal. Together, God willing, I'll do everything I can to help. I mean, this is as obvious as it can get. So I think it's nearly done, and he knows he's going. He's just waiting for the formalities to be completed. And there's a lot of confusion today about whether it's done or there's a lot more to go on. But so there was a tweet by David Ornstein that it said Manchester United have now met terms of the 62.5 million pound release clause in Matheus Cunha's contract at Wolverhampton Wanderers. So Wolverhampton Wanderers have given MUFC permission to conclude deal with 26-year-old Brazilian international conduct medical and complete transfer. So there was some hiccups initially because I think Manchester United wanted to pay the release clause over 5 years, and Wolves were not having that, and they immediately said no, you have to do it over the 2 years, which is what's stated in the contract. So I don't know how that's going to affect other purchases and sales over this summer, because that's a layout of more cash this year, this summer and next summer. So this is from by Chris Wheeler. MUFC initially offered to pay Matheus Cunha's release clause over 5 years and then over 4 years, but will pay over 2 seasons after being insisted on by Wolves. He will travel to Manchester before the end of the week to complete the transfer. This was by Chris Wheeler DM and also reposted by United District. Yeah, so it's they. I'm really wondering how much they have in sales, because I'm pretty sure there's currently this summer they were also paying for players who are already on board at Manchester United. I'm sure they're still paying for Rasmus, Manuel Ugarte, Matthias de Ligt. Those are all payments which were also staggered. So this they need some sales because it's going to catch up. And there was hardly any doubt that Matheus Cunha would choose Manchester United over other clubs, because this is according to Sky Cave. He says Matheus Cunha believes Manchester United are one of the biggest clubs in the world, and regardless of interest from other clubs, he wants to play for United. And this was also reposted by Centre Devils. Yeah, so Matheus Cunha has always been a Manchester United fan, and he was. As I remember last year, there was an interview with him, I think somewhere in Brazil, where they asked him, hey, how does it feel to be linked with Manchester United? And he was blushing and he was so effusive with his praise, and he wanted that deal to go through last year. So I think this is a dream come true for him, and he's happy that and finally, there were rumors that Cunha demanded the number 10 in negotiations. to show his new role in the Manchester United forward line. So, as you know, Marcus Rashford has the number 10. So I don't know what that holds for him. I mean, if 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 he does get it in the initial negotiations, and he comes out with the shirt and he shows number 10, then whatever I say next about Marcus, I think he's definitely done, because as you know, he's coming back from Aston Villa. Aston Villa had the buy option. I don't know if they chose to exercise it or Marcus um, declined the option. So let's see. The second one is, the main news was the Bruno Saudi deal. So I mean, the Saudi team, especially Al Hilal, is running out of time because they need him for the Club World Cup. Hint, hint, there's somebody else who's also linked to him, and there's a good chance that will happen tomorrow, but we'll wait for the news to come out. So, so this is from Chris Wheeler DM. He says Al Hilal have given Bruno Fernandes 72 hours to decide whether or not he'll accept their offer. They are offering him 700k pounds per week for up to 3 years, as well as offer Man United up to £100 million transfer fee. So this is the latest. So basically, they're giving an ultimatum, and that they need to know either yay or nay, because they have to look in other directions, because I think they want to have a good showing in the Club World Cup, and later and hopefully show that it's not a Mickey Mouse league, frankly. But then there was latest rumors that Bruno is heading to Al Hilal and that it's a done deal. I don't know. I saw the source and it looked iffy, so I'm not sure if it's legit. I'll wait till you hear from Ornstein or Fabrizio about it. But I don't think that's true, because I'm just sure there would have been more noise about it. Then this one was on Ruben Amorim. So basically, Ruben Amorim's in Malaysia. They're going to have their first game later today. And there was an interview with Jose Mourinho, and he was asked about Ruben, and this is what he said. I read some quotes from him, Ruben Amorim, saying he's happy he came to Manchester United and had already these 6 months. When I went to Porto, the same thing happened to me. I went in January and I had a difficult 6 months. We struggled even to qualify for UEFA Cup, and then see what happened. This is from Sky. So I don't. In a way, he's supporting him, because in the past, Ruben interned under him, but he also understands as a coach that the challenges Man United faces, because he was here. He knows the personnel. He was trying to get rid of Luke Shaw, and guess who's still here? And he played in the final against Spurs. He's Luke Shaw. So he knows the problems with Man United, and he knows the personnel problems. So he knows that he might have spoken to Ruben, and that the challenges he's facing in coming in and clearing the squad, and there are a lot of names that they are going to be cleared either one way or the other. So, and that's why if you look at the squad which has gone to Asia, there's a lot of academy players. You may say, oh, that's just because it's postseason. I think they're really he wants to get them going so that they can be used in the season, especially with limited funds. I don't know if there are going to be as many purchases as they expected. So I just hope that it's exactly how Jose said, that the management realizes the challenges in front of Ruben, and that they speak to him and understand his concerns, that these are the players that need to leave, these are the players they need to get, and these are the challenges. Because that's what I felt in the beginning, especially when Ten Hag left and Ten Hag refused to refused to play his own way. He completely changed. It's just in order to get some wins, get some cups, and that worked out. He was third, and then eighth, and then I think he was 12th when he was let go. But just compromising for the short term is not doing the club any good, and I'm glad Ruben didn't do that, and he came and played his own way. I know that ended up with 15th place, but at least you can make those changes now. And so hopefully some of those changes are in a lot of outgoings, and the main one is I think it's going to happen now, because there's a lot of smoke coming out from behind the scenes. So this one was that it's rumored that Ruben Amorim shouted at Garnacho and he said, "You better pray you find a club to sign you." That's as clear. If that happened, I don't see a way back. I just don't see a way back, because first of all, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for a 20-year-old to run his mouth to the press, and people are saying, "Oh, he's arrogant. Everybody was arrogant. A lot of players were arrogant." No, those players were good, and they did it after they were good, and they were demanding standards. This one was a lot of crying involved and stating why I didn't play a lot of minutes. I mean, there's a big difference between those cases and this case. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's a guarantee that he will leave, but he has put his foot down and stated that this is not going to work. And I think this is. I think Garnacho was sure that he was going to look for another club and he was going to leave, and so as a result he didn't care and just came out and said it. So I don't see this lasting. He might play this post-season game, go on vacation, come back. I don't know, Napoli might try to lowball Man United, but hopefully we get a good. I mean, hopefully some of the other teams, Chelsea, somebody else comes in and we sell, but don't sell him cheap, because we're not doing that mistake again. If you don't get the desired price, just hold on to him, put him on the bench, bring him on, let him learn that, and I mean, give him games and so that he improves his value, but don't sell him for cheap. And so then the other outgoings. The main one is Jadon Sancho. So Enzo Maresca. I think they're playing the Conference League later today. And so he was asked on Jadon Sancho and whether he's going back to Man United or is he staying. And he said, in the next 24 or 48 hours, we will talk about the future, but no decision has been made on Jadon or any other player. I mean, that's just goat speak, because he just doesn't want to distract the team from what's going to happen later today. But I think if he was staying, I think he would have been more positive. He would have been bigging up Jadon and talking about his contributions and how they can use him and all that. So I don't know, it doesn't look good. And this is from Fabrizio, and it was reposted by United Faithfuls. At the moment, Jadon Sancho does not have any sort of guarantee to stay at Chelsea. Sancho returning to Man United is a concrete possibility. Even if he returns to United, the expectation is for him to find another solution and leave. So yeah, I don't think we're going to do the whole bringing him in for pre-season and making him play games. Like last pre-season he played, and then he played in the Community Shield as well, missed a penalty. But yeah, so I don't think we are even going to do that, because after all his social media antics. So I think I don't think he will even come to Carrington. I doubt. I think he'll train on his own, and they will try to find a solution for him. This is different than a Marcus situation. I think this is damage beyond repair. I just don't see a way in which he comes back into this team, and especially under a manager who's like laying down the law. I just don't see it. And then finally, you have Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, yeah, he's this is from Fabrizio. He's available for $40 million, £40 million, and Barcelona remain among clubs informed on the situation. Yeah, he's come back from Aston Villa. The buy option was £40 million. That's the price which Man United has set for any club which is interested in him. But I think it just doesn't depend on the buying club. It depends on the player himself, because I think Marcus is going to be picky about where he goes, because I don't think he's desperate enough to go somewhere where he doesn't want to go. So I don't know. It's I don't know how long this will take. This is another situation where Barcelona might try to take their time and hope to get a better deal. But let's see, maybe it might be another loan to buy option, or I think by this time I think it'll be a loan to buy obligation, because I don't think how many years he's so he played the first season under Ten Hag, did really well. Obviously, it was a contract year, so he got paid, and then he played 1 year, and then he played half of last year and then went out. So I think he has 3 more years, but I still think they're trying to get it done and get it, just wipe their hands clean of this. So this was one of the quotes from a local Spanish reporter, and he's Mateo Moreto, and he says Barcelona has had recent contacts regarding Marcus Rashford. He's a player highly admired by both Deco and Hansi Flick, and he already had opportunities to wear the Barca jersey in January. It is a lead that remains active. So it looks like Barcelona nearly signed him on loan. So I think they might come back on him, but I don't know the Barcelona situation. What's their left wing? Oh, left wing is Rafinha, right? I don't know. Maybe they bring him as backup. I don't know why PSG doesn't go for him. I know you have Kvaratskhelia, but who you just got, but this is a good backup, especially because they saw him firsthand and he cooked their defense when he played for Aston Villa against PSG in the Champions League. So I would hope that they would go after him, because otherwise it's very limited options. I mean, I don't think he's going to go to Madrid. Their wingers are full. Is he going to go elsewhere in England? Who's going to get him? Maybe Chelsea. I don't know. The fans are allergic to all Man United wingers, but the club is still open. So hopefully somebody. Again, as I had mentioned in previous videos, I don't care if any of our players go to stay in England and go to other Premier League clubs, as long as they pay the decent amount. Yeah, just go. We just need the funds to come in, and hopefully that will help more purchases, because so what's the latest is Cunha is nearly done, as mentioned earlier. Delap is the second person. They are trying to sell him on the project. Everything is done on the clubs, between the clubs, and on the personal terms, but he has to make a decision. But once they get those two, then everybody else that they are looking for, it all depends on sales. And so you're already in deep doo-doo because of this, because of lack of Champions League football. So you need some of these sales to go through, and the last sale is Antony. So they have I forget, was it the Real Betis president or Real Betis coach, and they are saying, I mean, basically a lot of nonsense that, oh, he's seeking revenge for how he was treated. How was he treated badly at Man United? I mean, he was given a lot of game time, and he proved not to be effective under Ten Hag. And then when Ruben Amorim came in, he didn't get as much playing time, but he did get some, and he didn't show anything. So I mean, you can't cry about not getting your chances. You got a lot more chances, and definitely more chances than Amad Diallo, who's balling out right now. So I don't know what he's trying to prove, but Anthony is one player. Again, if you don't get a decent price, bring him back. We will use him, or we'll send him locally, or send him elsewhere. Don't be held hostage by all these loaning clubs and that are trying to squeeze you, especially when we have nothing in our pockets. So I think you need to play this safe and keep working on the negotiating table, because this is we just can't get pantsed in these negotiations. We already lost a lot of money because that Alvaro Fernandez is now going from Benfica to Real Madrid for 42 million. But luckily there's a sell-on clause, so hopefully we'll get some money. Then Mason Greenwood is supposed to be going, and there's a sell-on clause on that. But there's a lot of money you're leaving on the table for players who are deemed surplus to requirements, but other people can use them, and they are using them, and they are getting good sales on them. And what are we doing? Whenever we try to sell somebody, it's always a problem. And whenever we try to buy somebody, oh no, you have to meet the release clause, or you have to meet the terms of the, like Cunha, pay in 2 years instead of 5. So I mean, it's a whole lot of nonsense. So this is where get your I mean, get these players out, because you have to get them out, because the chemistry in the dressing room is more important than anything else. So that's what I like about Ruben Amorim. He's not taking any chances, because he knows these players, and that they, if they are not good enough, especially not only skill wise but like professionally, then it's just detrimental to the team, and that they need to go. Anyway, looking forward to the game later today, and hopefully we get a good result. Not that it matters, but hopefully we'll see who's playing, who's not playing, and how they look against this Asian All Stars.